My name is Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist, and I'm proud to be part of the Power 50. I've been really blessed, and I think the most significant barrier that I've overcome has been working alongside Governor Whitmer to be the first Black elected lieutenant governor in the history of the state of Michigan. It's really been a privilege to serve people all over this state and to be able to have people see themselves reflected in my playing this role in my public service has been inspiring. Like people telling me about the things that they want to do and the dreams that they believe are possible because they see me in this role, that the significance of that I think cannot be overstated, and I'm really humbled to play that part. Well, my hope is to have every person in Michigan feel like they can achieve their dream of health and wealth and that they have access to that dream in a full way. And I hope that what people see and experience from my service is something that gives them the confidence to imagine, to think that big things are possible. You know, my story is one that is only made possible because people in my community, whether it's on the east side of Detroit or in Farmington, believed in me and invested in me. And so I want my story to be one that gives people the inspiration to invest in themselves and invest in one another, invest in our communities. You know, my leadership style is one of recognizing that we all have power and that the people who are closest to the problems and the challenges of opportunity, they're the ones who best understand what needs to happen to make the situation better. And so I focus on centering those people. You know, I started my career as an engineer, as a software developer, and making systems that work for people is how I work. And so you can only make a system work for someone that you understand and who you have a relationship with. So my style is going to meet people where they are, helping to understand what their priorities are, what their problems are, and then having them describe the solutions that we can work on together. Well, to make sure that my legacy, you know, that I can leave Michigan better than I found it, I'm creating space for more leaders to be able to, again, step into their leadership, to be their best and fullest selves, to recognize that how they think is important to Michigan's future. I'm really focused on transforming our economy and making sure that those people who have ideas in the technology space really can see a path for their growth here in the state of Michigan. You know, when I graduated from college in 2005 and wanted to be a software developer, I felt like I had to go to another part of the country to be the professional I want to be. But thanks to work that I'm proud to have led to create things like the Michigan Innovation Fund and the Innovate Capital Fund, there are resources for entrepreneurs and people with ideas to be able to make those ideas happen in Michigan, to build those companies, to hire those people, to find their co-founders, and to be successful. So my legacy of helping Michigan's economy, having us be a state that's a leader when it comes to innovative companies, that's something I think about and work on every single day. Every time I go to a school, you know, whether it's a daycare or a child care facility, elementary, middle, high school, community college, trade school, professional school, or one of our amazing higher education institutions, speaking to students who are really designing their lives right now and who have overcome circumstance, who are trying to figure things out, but they also recognize that they have an opportunity. There's so much possibility locked up inside them that they're ready to unleash. I think about that every day, and I draw inspiration from them, whether it's a student who wants to, go into the law because someone was wronged in their family, whether it's someone who wants to change this, political system that feels broken and corrupt and cynical, or whether it's an artist who has just something to say and wants to speak through their art. I really draw from that and want to see the things that they create, because I can't even predict it, but I know I'm going to be proud of it. I hope that people see as my enduring contribution is that, one, a kid from the east side of Detroit can do amazing things and can grow to serve people and to find success in leadership. The second is that I hope that children across the state, that they are invested in, that they feel safe, and that they know that their ideas can turn into something that they can be proud of and that they can build here in the state of Michigan. I've started and sold 2 companies in my career, and I want every kid to feel like that's possible for them. but like I didn't know what an entrepreneur was when I was a child. But now we have things like a financial literacy requirement for high school graduation, so kids know how to not only manage money, but how to create businesses that can make money as well. I mean, I think I want that part of the legacy to really live on, and for people to recognize that they have potential and that potential can be realized in the state of Michigan. The best advice I ever got was probably to always take the meeting, especially if it's a breakfast meeting. I learned this when I was in college. I had a mentor who told me that if anybody wants to meet for breakfast, they want to talk business and they want to get something done. So I would suggest that. The second piece, though, is something that a lesson I've learned along the way, which is that it's important to bring your full set of unique experiences to every situation. Like, I'm an engineer. There are zero people with my professional and educational background serving as statewide elected officials in the country except for me. And your ability to think differently, to approach challenges and circumstances differently is a strength, not a weakness. And so my advice is to don't let anybody tell you that your experiences are not valuable and are not needed in this situation and in the times we're in right now. Gosh, there are so many. I'll say two. One historical person that I am deeply inspired by is a man named Bayard Rustin. He was an organizer in the civil rights movement here in America. He was one of the people who, among other things, organized some of the biggest mass demonstrations, including the March on Washington, that the country had ever seen at that time. But he did so as a collaborator. He did so as one who recognized that in order for our movements for change and for justice to be effective, we needed a lot of people to be part of it. And that meant we had to go to different communities to understand how they could bring their power to bear. And that inspiration is part of what led me to leave my career in the private sector to go and become a community organizer and learn how to, again, help people build power in communities across this country and across the state of Michigan. You know, the second person who I really draw from is Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker was this amazing entrepreneur and innovator who recognized that the things that she knew how to do created value, and she was confident in herself and pressed through so many barriers and circumstances, but to show not only herself and other women, but to show the Black community broadly that entrepreneurial success that was recognized and respected was something that's available to us if we recognize our value. And I want all of us to be proud of the things that make us who we are, and she really is a real illustration of that. I am incredibly excited about what we get to build here in the state of Michigan. We have laid a foundation for progress, the likes of which our state hasn't seen in generations. The way that we've invested in things like affordable housing, affordable childcare, education that is accessible means that people have opportunity to get what they need to be successful in a way that we've never seen before in our state's history. What that translates to is an unlock of the creativity and the innovative spirit to create things that are new and different and better for people all across the state of Michigan. And the heart and soul of that is going to be in our biggest and baddest city, the city of Detroit. And so I can't wait to see what people create, but I am excited about the creativity. I can't wait to see what people invent, but I am excited about the innovation. And the fact that that spirit is alive and well in this city and in this state is something that I cannot wait to experience and be a part of and support. It is such a deep honor to be recognized alongside these amazing leaders and doers, whether it's in faith, my fellow public servants, business leaders, nonprofit leaders, people who wake up every day figuring out how to make other people's lives better. So it's just an honor to be counted among them, many of whom I consider to be not only friends, but people who I've learned from during my life and career, people who've made space for me when I was younger to be my best self. And so I feel like I owe it to folks like them to make sure that I'm doing everything I can with what God has blessed me with and what the voters in Michigan have blessed me with.